What is up, everyone? This is Boss here, and this is actually going to be my first video here on Reclaimer Reach, as I am a new commentator here. And the first video I have is actually bringing back the lore series. Now, the lore series went up to episode 5 before Reclaimer Reach kind of fell off the map, as so to say. So this is going to be technically episode 6 of the series, but you know what? That really does not matter at all, and I'm just going to get right into it. Of course, as you kind of already know since you clicked on the video, this lore is going to be on the old Spirit of Fire. And this is basically just because Halo Wars 2 is coming up, and maybe some people don't really know that much about it. So, hey, the more you know. The UNSC Spirit of Fire was originally a Phoenix-class colony ship built in 2473, which along with colonists transported equipment such as hydroponics and schools to help with the UNSC expanding to new worlds. The most memorable trips it took is when it went to Arcadia. It went once to help colonize, and then it went again to help the local authorities suppressing a violent student riot. More than 50 years after being constructed, it was recommissioned and refitted for military service right before the Human Covenant War and the events of Halo Wars. The last civilian captain of Spirit of Fire was Captain Alexander, who had retired from active duty in the year 2520 on the 20th of July, which is actually a day after my birthday, which is pretty fucking crazy if you ask me. I mean, what are the odds? The ship was then refitted with a magnetic accelerator cannon, aka the Mac gun, and also got other stuff other than the Mac gun, so it could then be a warship for the future. And in the near future, which they did not know yet, was the Human Covenant War. The huge storage bays that used to hold machine parts now held everything from warthogs to scorpions and even construction supplies for fire bases. Captain James Cutter was to lead the ship from now, with notable characters such as Sergeant John Forge, Professor Ellen Anders, and the Spartan 2s of Red Team. After the Spirit of Fire assisted in retaking Harvest by sending reinforcements and Mac gun support, it arrived in Arcadia. In Arcadia, the Spirit of Fire helped to clear out the Covenant troops while evacuating the citizens. In this engagement, Professor Ellen Anders was captured by the Ripamori. To get Ellen Anders back, the Spirit of Fire had to follow the Arbiter's flagship to a flood-controlled planet, in which the Spartan 2s of Red Team rescued Anders and also discovered that the Covenant had a massive fleet of warships. To ensure that the Covenant would not be able to use these warships against humanity, Sergeant Forge and Red Team took the reactor that controlled the Spirit of Fire's slip space functions down into the artificial sun, in which they killed the Arbiter and his forces. But in the end, Sergeant Ford made the ultimate sacrifice and had to manually detonate the reactor, making the ultimate sacrifice so that the Spirit of Fire may live. After the events of Halo Wars, the Spirit of Fire started drifting, as the slip space functions were disabled after taking the reactor out to destroy the warships. The journey home would take years, so the crew entered cryosleep with only a skeleton crew running the ship. On February 10th, 2534, the Spirit of Fire, previously designated as missing, was declared lost with all hands by the UNSC. The reason for this change was kept top secret, but there were theories that the Spirit of Fire was destroyed on Arcadia. But in 2558, the UNSC Infinity was dispatched to rescue the long-lost ship in Revenant Covenant airspace. But this was actually a trap by Daniel Clayton set for Lord Hood. The Spirit of Fire was still in fact drifting through space and had been boarded by flood infection forms, despite all the countermeasures imposed by the chief medical officer on board, and is drifting towards a collision course with an unknown planet. 1 year later, after the Infinity's attempt of finding the Spirit of Fire, the crew awake from their cryosleep to discover that they have drifted so far as the now broken Ark. Unaware of the events taking place in Halo 3 through 5, they send the Spartan 2 Red Team consisting of Jerome, Douglas, and Alice to investigate a distress beacon coming from the surface. This turns out to be an AI by the name of Isabel, and come face to face with the banished leader Atriox, who leads his army to fight the Spirit of Fire. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you to returning to the lore. I know this is usually Tyler's like regular thing he does, but due to recent changes, we had to improvise on some things. Hopefully he'll be back for this next week, but I cannot guarantee that. Remember, you can still apply to join the Reclaimer Reach team by contacting Connor. The links are below. And as far as our uploading schedule goes, we will be uploading every Thursday like this video. Have a good day, and if you got this far in the video, go in the comment section below and type "the new guy smells like beef and cheese." Thanks, this is Baus, and have a blessed day.